A climber found himself trapped in a canyon crevice. He kept chipping away at the rock, pinning him down with his pocket knife, but the stone wouldn't budge. After just a few minutes, his hand was killing him, and he'd barely scratched the surface of the rock. Suddenly, his hand slipped, and the knife dropped into the gap below his feet. He immediately pulled off his shoes and socks, stretching his foot down to try grabbing the knife with his toes, but he couldn't reach it. He picked up a stick and gripped it between his toes, straining to extend it downward, but still no luck. Finally, he had no choice but to endure the excruciating pain, bending the stick and slowly lowering his body inch by inch until he finally managed to hook the knife back up. When he got the knife back, the man was relieved. This ordinary pocket knife was a lifeline for him, but his relief was short-lived. His right hand had been trapped under the rock for so long that blood couldn't circulate anymore. The skin had turned a dark purple, and he couldn't even feel the knife tip pressing against it. That's when it hit him. Even if he could chip away the rock, his arm would already be dead by then. So he removed the strap from his water bottle, wrapped it around his right arm, and tightened it with a carabiner, cutting off all blood flow. Then he pulled out his knife and, without hesitation, brought it down on his arm. To his frustration, after all that effort clenching his teeth and sawing, he'd only managed to break the skin. The blade had dulled, though the tip was still fairly sharp. He took a deep breath, steeled himself, and then plunged the knife deep into his arm. The pain shot through his entire body, leaving him numb. He wanted to scream but couldn't make a sound. All he could do was try to distract himself from the agony. Once he caught his breath, he gripped the handle again and drove it deeper, trying to break through the bone. But the bone was stronger than he'd imagined. He shook his head, pulled out the knife, and sank into complete despair. Between the blood loss and dehydration, he was starting to drift in and out of consciousness. What awaited him next was nothing but endless despair. Follow me to watch the next thrilling chapter of this movie.